People think threads only hold fabric together, but sometimes it's the only thing that's holding you together. I used to sew to survive, not for fashion, not even for money, just to quiet my mind. Every hem, every stitch was a secret I couldn't say out loud. In Threadbare, the first story in my book, The Quiet Sting, survival isn't always loud. Sometimes it's soft, quiet, hidden in plain sight, just like the woman who lived it. This is the first glimpse. Welcome to the Unravel.
The house was spotless, just the way he liked it. Everything had its place, every picture frame aligned, every surface polished to a shine. But there it was in the center of the living room, disrupting the illusion of perfection, the threadbare rug. Why do we still have this damn thing? His voice cut through the silence, low and deliberate, the kind of tone that crawled under Dion's skin. He stood over the rug with a drink in his hand, the faint smell of whiskey mingling with the lemon-scented cleaner. Dion leaned against the doorway, her arms folded tightly across her chest. "Because it was my father's," she said evenly, though her jaw tightened. He let out a sharp, humorless laugh and took a slow sip from his glass. "Your father's? It's an eyesore, Dion. It makes the whole room look like trash." Her eyes narrowed, her voice sharpening. "That trash is all I have left of him." He stared at her, the mask of his public persona slipping for just a second. The disdain in his gaze was palpable, like he was trying to decide whether to lash out or let it slide. He stepped closer, looming over her. "You keep forgetting whose house this is. And you keep forgetting whose rug that is," she shot back before she could stop herself. The slap came faster than her mind could register. A stinging heat exploded across her cheek and she stumbled back, clutching the doorway to steady herself. She tasted copper, and when she touched her lip, her fingers came away bloody. Slowly, she raised her eyes to meet his, her breathing shallow but steady. "You want to talk about trash?" she said quietly, her voice trembling but defiant. "Maybe you should look at that bottle in your hand." For a moment, the room was silent except for the hum of the ceiling fan. His grip tightened around the glass, the liquid inside sloshing dangerously close to the rim. The glass slipped from his hand before either of them could register the movement. It shattered on the hardwood floor, amber liquid pooling around the shards like a wound bleeding out. Dion flinched at the sound but didn't move. She stayed rooted in place, refusing to give him the satisfaction of seeing her shrink. "You think you're clever, don't you?" His voice was low, venomous as he took a slow step toward her. "Talking to me like that in my house." She tilted her chin up, her hand still trembling as she wiped the blood from her lip. "It's our house, or have you forgotten whose name is on the mortgage too?" That was it. The last thread of his composure snapped. He lunged, grabbing her by the arm with bruising force, yanking her so close she could feel the heat of his breath. "You don't know when to shut that mouth, do you?" he hissed. She winced but didn't look away, her heart pounding against her ribcage. She could feel the cold press of the wedding band on his finger, digging into her skin as he gripped her tighter. "I know when to speak the truth," she shot back, her voice shaky but firm. His response came as a shove, hard enough to send her sprawling to the floor. Her temple hit the edge of the coffee table on the way down, and for a moment, her vision blurred. She tasted blood again, this time thicker, metallic as it dripped from a cut on her forehead. The threadbare rug softened the impact as she hit the ground, its familiar texture beneath her cheek oddly comforting. Her father's rug. She squeezed her eyes shut, letting the memory wash over her. Her father's laughter, his deep voice telling her to pick a record to play. The two of them dancing barefoot on that very rug. "Get up!" His voice snapped her back to the present, cold and unfeeling. She didn't move, her cheek still pressed to the fabric. The rug smelled faintly of home, of better days. "I said, get up." His foot nudged her side, harder this time, but she stayed still, her breathing shallow. If she moved too quickly, she feared she might break. She opened her eyes slowly, her gaze locking onto the blood that now stained the corner of the rug. Her blood. Her father wouldn't have wanted this for her. Something shifted in her chest, a flicker of resolve sparking to life beneath the layers of fear. She wasn't just fighting for herself anymore.